In today's Community Focus, it is officially summer break for Rhode Island students, but there is still plenty of news to cover on the education front. Joining us now for our regular interview here on 12 News Now at 4, Rhode Island Education Commissioner Angélica Infante-Green. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Kim.
I want to talk about Achievement First, moving into the Forts Elementary School in Providence. Can you just break this down for us? Who first proposed putting Achievement First into a Providence public school building and why?
So I think if you recall, when the mayor expanded the seats for Achievement First, that's been a while now, about a year and a half ago now. One of the things that happened, Achievement First reached out to everyone to figure out how to have additional seats in the building, and they wanted to work together. So this has been a long conversation that's spanning months and months, where we have been talking to Achievement First about the possibility of sharing space and collaborating and working together.
And when you say we, do you mean the city, or do you mean RIDE, or both?
Both. I think it's been everyone.
So this was a joint proposal that was formed by the state and the city together?
Well, for the collaborative. So there's two pieces that get conflated. So the building, we don't own the buildings. The city owns the buildings. In terms of collaborating together, we have been doing that from the very beginning. So I think that's where the two differences are. But we have all been having these conversations for a very long time.
Parents and teachers say they didn't know about the physical move, and in fact tonight the City Council is also planning to discuss whether they should have had a say. Why wasn't there any public engagement before this announcement was made?
So here's the challenging part. We didn't know whether it was going to happen or not. We found out about the signed agreement not too long ago. We had been planning for a long time, but we didn't know whether it was going to move forward or not. So I think that's the challenge. Parents were informed in March that Forts and Lima would become one school. It was a school that had a space, but also that the building was underutilized. But it's a school that used to be pre-K, K and 1, and then 2, 4, and 5. So it became one school. It is also one of our most struggling elementary schools in the district. So we thought that one principal having one vision, a cohesive vision, would make sense. So parents were informed of that. The only kids that will be in a different space this year are the kindergarten kids moving to first grade. Everybody else will be in the same space that they were last year.
So I just want to make sure I have this right, because my understanding is that everyone who is in the Forts side will move to the Lima side. You're saying that's not entirely true?
Well, no, the pre-K will stay where they are. The pre-K will share the space. And then the second graders, the first graders that were moving up, were always going to go to that building. The K was the one that was going to stay there, and the pre-K is going to stay. So it's really the K that are moving up that are going to be in a different space.
Okay, last question on this topic. You obviously support this, but the governor doesn't. Were you surprised to hear the governor come out against this proposal last week?
Well, I think I don't know. I think what's happened is that it all happened kind of quickly. So there was a lot of planning for many months, and then it sort of stopped and then started again. So I think it might have taken different organizations, different times to kind of put this together. So I can't speak for anyone else. I know that the governor wants it to be successful. We are here now, and we're going to move forward to serve the kids in the community.
On the topic of the search for a new Providence Public Schools superintendent, when you spoke with my colleague Tali Taylor 3 weeks ago, you said that job would be posted the following week. It still hasn't been posted. Why isn't it posted yet?
Well, because we're thinking about what makes sense, right? Like we were thinking about this very quickly. Let's move quickly. But as we know, this work is very intense work. It's not a regular district. It's not a regular process. So we have taken a step back and thought about what makes sense for the district. So I think we are regrouping and thinking about what that process should look like.
And can you promise parents and students that there will be a permanent superintendent in place by the start of the school year in the fall?
There will be a superintendent in place. I don't know if that person will be permanent or not, but there will be a superintendent that will have the best interests of the students and the families.
My colleague Steph Machado reports that the Providence Teachers Union negotiations seem to be improving and could be getting closer to a deal. When do you think there will be an agreement?
We're right at the end. So it's almost, we're at the ninth inning. So we're almost there. We're almost there. I think we're just wrapping things up. So I think we're in a good place. We should hopefully be done by the end of the summer is our hope.
And speaking of the summer, it is National Summer Learning Week. Tell us, first of all, what that means and what the state is doing to mark it.
So yes, woohoo, National Summer Learning Week. So we have about 288 courses statewide, pre-K to 12, 5,700 seats. I've been visiting the programs and I'm really excited to see these kids really diving into the instruction and the fun part of it. So we have offerings from dual enrollment courses where students get college credit at the same time. We have the Mystic Aquarium offering courses. We have animation classes. We have movie making. We have history classes. I went this morning to a class in Woonsocket where it was awesome how the kids were unpacking the history of Rhode Island. So there's so much happening right now, and I had the opportunity to go to a school in Providence and see what's happening there, and they're looking at the environment. So we have a lot of things happening throughout the state. So parents, please take advantage. These are all free, and the kids are actually really enjoying themselves.
Sounds like there's a lot of fun activities and learning opportunities for kids across the state. Rhode Island Education Commissioner Angélica Infante-Green, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.